Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence. Dow Automotive Systems, improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com. And by Hyundai. Experience the 2011 Hyundai Sonata today at HyundaiSonata.com.
This is Autoline Daily for January 5, 2011, and now the news. Yesterday, we reported that UAW President Bob King believes the union can organize at least one foreign transplant this year. Today, he's saying union workers deserve to share in the massive increases in profitability that GM, Ford, and Chrysler are enjoying right now. King argues that the sacrifices workers made helped turn those companies around. He says that since 2005, workers each gave between $7,000 and $30,000 in concessions. Of course, we need to remember that the union wasn't the only one making sacrifices. Shareholders were wiped out. Bondholders lost 75% of their holdings. Thousands of dealers lost everything they had. But I'd say if any new labor deal is tied to profit sharing, it could work. But if the Detroit Three just start raising wages and benefits and adding on more vacation days again, it's the beginning of the end. In an effort to boost manufacturing jobs in the U.S., President Obama is considering moving his top auto advisor, Ron Bloom, into a new role that would have him oversee manufacturing policy in the country. Bloom helped run the task force that oversaw the GM and Chrysler bankruptcies. He's a special advisor for manufacturing at the Treasury Department, but officials say he could gain more clout working at the White House. You know, this could be a good move, especially if Bloom can coordinate government regulations. The auto industry, for example, faces many contradictory regulations, like safety regs that hurt fuel economy and emissions. What's needed is more balance, like they do it in Europe. Well, it's only taken 3 years, but the competition finally seems to be going after Ford Sync. The popular hands-free infotainment system has been at the forefront of in-car technology since its introduction. Now, at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, Toyota is showing off its response. Called Entune, it looks a lot like Sync. Aside from offering voice-activated hands-free control, it can also tap into a driver's cell phone to access information services like stock updates, news, or weather. It even has applications, things like Pandora Internet Radio, another one called OpenTable, which is a restaurant reservation app, and internet searches through Bing. Toyota even claims its voice recognition is the best in the business. Entune will be available on select models later this year. And in related tech news, GM is moving OnStar into the aftermarket. The company will offer the safety and connectivity system as a standalone rear-view mirror that can be installed in just about any vehicle. It will be offered at Best Buy stores around the U.S. this spring with a price tag of $299 plus installation. You've probably seen various spy photos posted on the internet, but now Hyundai is officially teasing its new Veloster. It posted this shadowy picture on the homepage of its media site. You can see the car's a hatchback with a split rear window a la Toyota Prius. You can also make out a bit of the interior, which seems to mirror other Hyundais. Look for the 2012 Veloster to debut at the Detroit Auto Show next week. Coming up next, we'll tell you who the winners and the losers were in last month's sales war. But before we break, don't forget to tune in to Autoline After Hours tomorrow night live starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, when we'll have the one, the original, that top gun of automotive executives, Bob Lutz. He is ready to rip American business practices to shreds. You're not going to want to miss this one. Join me and Peter DeLorenzo, the auto extremist, for Autoline After Hours. Well, we've got the year-end sales for the American market, and automakers went out on 2010 on a high note. Sales were up 11% for the year and came to a total of 11.5 million units. That's more than 1 million units up from last year, and most analysts are predicting that it'll go up by another 1 million units this year. For December, sales jumped by more than 15% compared to a year ago. The total came to more than 1.1 million units, and the SAAR came in at almost 12.5 million, which tends to back up those predictions that the market will jump by another 1 million units in 2011. Almost all the major automakers posted significant gains for the year. Topping the list were Hyundai, Kia, with sales up nearly 22% in 2010. Ford came in second with sales up more than 19%, but Nissan was hot on its heels with a gain of 18%. Chrysler saw a nice increase in sales, despite having next to no new product in its showrooms. General Motors was up a little more than 7%, but its core brands did better than that. And in what has got to be very worrisome for Toyota, it's one of the very few automakers to see sales decline in 2010. Volvo and Jaguar were the only other two companies that saw their sales go down. And yet, despite Toyota's problems, the Camry was the best-selling car in America in December with sales of more than 31,000 units. The Honda Accord and Civic took second and third places, but the Nissan Altima edged out the Ford Fusion, which finished just ahead of the Toyota Corolla/Matrix. Now let's look at the full-size pickup sales, because the Ford F-Series had a terrific month, falling just shy of 55,000 units. The Chevrolet Silverado also had a pretty good month at 42,000. The Dodge Ram came in at 23,000. The Toyota Tundra and Nissan Titan trailed far behind. The crossover segment has been one of the hottest all year long, and Honda grabbed the top honors with the CR-V. The Chevrolet Equinox, which has been gaining momentum all year long, took second spot. The Ford Escape outsold the Toyota RAV4, and the Nissan Rogue and Kia Sorento rounded out the list of the top sellers. All in all, it was a pretty good month, at least compared to where we've been in the last 2 years. Sales are still several 100,000 units short every month of where they need to be before we can say the market has fully recovered, but these numbers show it is recovering. Hey, mark your calendars. Next Monday and Tuesday, starting at noon EST, we'll be webcasting live from the Detroit Auto Show. We have an amazing lineup of top experts and executives, and we'll take you for a live walk around to show you what the automakers have rolled out for the media. But that brings us to the end of today's report on the top news in the global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.